Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our quarterly webinar. So, today's agenda, so we'll start with today's presentation as well as a demonstration on Financial Services Cloud. So to start with, so I'll recap something around our part one. So why we have written here like Financial Services Cloud for Wealth Management, which is your part two. So what we have covered in part one, so I'll take you through a very quickly on what we have discussed so far so that you can connect that dot, and then you can move next with me on the wealth management piece of it. So start with today's this. So part one agenda. So I'll talk about the part one, what we have discussed so far. So in our last demonstration, which was the part one, we discussed about the evolution of financial management services. So how the evolution been happened. When someone thought about, yes, the financial services should be like this, and these are our pain areas, and this should be handled this way, or this should be handled this way. Then what is your financial services cloud? So in Salesforce, actually, what is the data model? What is financial services cloud and how it supports the different banking systems, investor systems, advisors, your insurance organizations as well. So this is how we discussed earlier. And then with that, we also discussed about the financial services cloud solutions, where we discuss about financial services versus Salesforce standard sales and service cloud. And what is the major difference? What is the financial services industry data model, which we discuss, quickly implement industry workflows, agent productivity features, how agents can productively move ahead with the existing out of the box features as well. So this is also we discussed with the compliance with the industry regulations, right? Because when there is your financial data involved, right? So it is also, we also need to think about this is really important with regards to these compliances of this country, these compliances with this country. So this is how we discuss and how the complete suite of your financial services cloud is supporting agents and customer. And this is how we went through a very quick demo last time. So with the recap of that, let me move. So this is what we discussed about your evolution of financial management systems. So how we used to write our ledgers, handbooks, like what is credited, what is debited. So a kind of Munim work, which we used to do earlier, right? So this is how we thought of ledger books. We systematically moved to again the paperwork, but in a systematic way. We jot down each and everything in order so that we can get the clarity what is happening into our finance system. With that, then we move with the system of records like tally system, right? Which is the ERP for any organization where it supports like financial ecosystem. So this is how, and then we move to a next level of the tally, which is your ERP, for example, SAP. And then Salesforce came with the financial services cloud with all these data models, like how easily, while giving the support, while supporting the entire journey of your customers, we can move with the Salesforce Financial Services Cloud. So this is how we discuss. With that, this is what I just discussed with in detail regarding the handwritten notes, your ledger books, your tally, and the ERP systems as well. And then how the Salesforce Financial Services Cloud introduced in 2016 with the customer-centric approach, because earlier in ERP, it was actually being used as a backend system. But today, like wherever I'm traveling, I need to access my data on the go, wherever, on any device, at any time I need, right? On my mobile screen, notifications on my digital watches, on my web browsers, or on my any sort of tablets or Android devices as well. So this is how Salesforce came up with the customer-centric solution approach with the advanced analytics as well. Because when there are so many transactions being involved, it is also important to understand how analytics will support us with the seamless integration, your regularity compliances, your scalability and flexibility platform as well. Because Salesforce is not only known for your SaaS, it is also your PaaS, which is your platform as a service. At any point of time, you want to scale your existing processes. You would like to add a couple of more business processes within the existing. So this is how this is possible on the Salesforce platform. So this is how they came up, because India was initially very like those things which were not possible or not popular in India were like the market majority. Costing was a big concern earlier, right? The awareness and the training, because no consultants were there to guide like which approach to be used and why this to be used, and your regularity challenges as well, right? Because now the government has come up with the new compliances, which is actually converting our thought process technically into the cloud computing as well. So this is how this whole scenario happened. With this, we also discussed about last time, like how financial services cloud supports different industry within our financial systems. So in financial system, three or four major systems which I'll talk about, which is your wealth system, your wealth, your assets, right? Then your banking system, where you do your transactions, where you do your money management or any sort of policies you're managing there, right? And then your insurance, your loan applications, mortgages as well. So these are the three, four solutions. Those are readily available on Financial Services Cloud now. So this is how we have broadly converted this. And with the part two today, we will only be talking about the wealth and asset management, because this is really important to understand what is our wealth and why we need to bring this solution for our wealth management organizations or for our any of like the banking as well, because banking or today advisors, the private organizations are not only into the banking, right? They are also into the wealth management as well. There are so many policies, those are also in our banking. The same goes to the insurance as well. But today, yes, wealth management we will be talking about. So this is a couple of other history, your financial services history, which we talked about, and then understand and we understood the benefits and beneficiaries, right? So how many organizations outside today are using Salesforce and how they're getting the benefits out of that, right? Like the analysis of the data. The services are also scaled. Today, I can reach out to them via my WhatsApp or via SMS, or I can open their or my account anytime on any device as well. And I can review those information on the go while I'm traveling, while I'm sitting, while I'm doing anything on the during my day and my operations, so I can access anything anytime, right? So this is how these companies are getting benefits out of that. Then this is what we discuss about your wealth and asset management. Like wealth, what is wealth, what is your asset? So your wealth is not only your money, right? It is not only your rupees, your dollars, your euros. It is actually your wealth, which you need to move to the next level, where you need to invest, how those financial holdings are happening. So many services, those are required. So how these things will be easily resolved by the FSC. So this is how we will be talking about in today's session. Then your asset management as well, in terms of your US equity, in terms of any NEC, your shares, right, in the bazaar, in share market as well, how your assets are performing. So those things can also be managed. Your data can also be analyzed, like how things are moving, how those transactions are happening, how we need to move the next. And then we also discuss about the banking in a very brief overview, like how the banking, retail banking, your commercial banking, mortgages, your lending, your corporate investment banking also been using FSC or might use the FSC. So this is also we talked about. Then your insurance organizations as well, how for your property management, casualty agencies or brokerages organizations as well can use the FSC insurance module. Your life and annuity management organizations as well, and the group management companies where they are into the multiple business domains and managing the groups with regards to uh, any sort of like wealth solution. So this is how we discussed last time. And this is also with the your with respect to your financial services cloud and sales and service cloud. So let's start with today's agenda. So I was just quickly going through why I was like in 5-10 minutes, I was quickly walking you through so that you can talk about or you can think about actually what we have discussed so far. Now we are moving to a very major or very important topic, which we really need to understand before moving to your wealth management actually, right? So I'll talk about this now. FSC versus sales and service cloud. So in your standard out of the box sales and service solutions, so what you do have currently? So you either have the sales management where you manage your leads, where you manage your accounts, where you manage your contacts. Those are with regards to the different accounts or organizations, right? And then their deals or opportunities, their quotations, and so on. So this is how out of the box sales methodologies works, right? And with regards to your services as well, we can talk about in service how anybody can reach out to you via multiple channels, for example, WhatsApp, SMS, email, or your website or anything. They can reach out to you, and then how your team will be collaborating, how they will be interacting with your ongoing support with your customers as well, right? So these are the things which are really important to understand in standard sales and service. This is generally we do. But when we talk about FSC, when we talk about financial services offerings, right? This is actually different from your sales and service module. So on the back end, the data model is same, the platform is same. So the platform is your force.com platform, which is your Salesforce. On that, we also have the sales, we also have services, we also have your experience cloud, we also have your analytical cloud, which is your Einstein analytics, right? Your D, for example, digital engagement, where we can engage customers with your website chats, with your WhatsApp, and so on. But FSC is a combination of so many things. So it is not only, I'm saying not only, it means it is not only your sales and service offering. Yes, it has those offerings as well. But with that, it has additional layer, which is your financial account management. And with your financial account management, how your claims, how your policies, how your assets, how your wealth, how your transactions, how your cards or different revenue generation systems will be working. This will definitely and is the part of your FSC data model. So this is how the major difference is. FSC is not only sales and service, but it is more than that. And FSC is containing actually your financial accounts models as well with regards to any sort of revenue generation system, revenue claim, policy management, any sort of things, wherever the support is required, the customer interaction is required, the marketing is required, analysis is required, right? This is how the combination of Salesforce, different products will be used inside FSC, including their financial account modeling. So this is how the major difference is. I hope this is clear to all of you here. And this is how we also discussed about the integration layers platform, which I was talking about. So let me just quickly go to our today's agenda. So this is our today's agenda. So when I'm talking about the today's agenda, so today's agenda is only wealth management. So we will only talk about the wealth management. And when we will be talking about the wealth management, it is also important to understand if you are a consultant, if you are a business owner, if you are also an advisor. So this is really important to understand the background of the wealth management, the background of the data model, which will be used for the wealth management, right? So that is why we will be talking about what is actually your financial services cloud for wealth management, how those modernized advisor experiences can be delivered on the platform. So yes, this is something we will be discussing regarding the data models, how we can scale the client services, because today the client services are at utmost priority, right? So even you, your family, your knowns, your peers, anybody who knows you and to whom you know, right? They all need a very good customer services. Even you are traveling to your nearby shop. So there also you need a very good experience today. Like if I'm going to this shopping mall, if I'm going to this shop, they should treat me better. They should give me better services. So this is how those client services digitally will be improved with the FSC. Yes, we will be talking within our wealth management agendas today. Then we will be learning about the recommended core features of your FSC for wealth, how those customers profiling being done, how a customer 360-degree view can be generated, then how those customer interaction actions, your action plans can also be generated, engagement can also be managed throughout. So this is also we will be discussing in today's agenda. And then after this, your specific business needs, right? So how within the wealth management, whenever we are doing any wealth management, it is really important to onboard your customers, right? Or onboard another customers for your customers, right? Might be you are a consultant and you need to onboard your customers. So this is how you really need to understand and focus on that during this session. And then customer services in demonstration, we will be talking about in today's session. So let's talk about your modernized advisor experiences, right? So let's talk about an advisor. So I'm just taking a very hypothetical example here, like advisor. So I'm taking when FSC is not here, right? When your financial services cloud is not here, when you don't have any additional platform as well, right? You only have ERPs, telesystem. Can you really utilize your tele system, ERP on the go today? No, it is not easy because these are the backend system. The person who is going to meet any of your customer or their customer, right? And they need their data, their presence, what is happening with their account, what is happening with their customer, their 360-degree view. They would like to visualize, they would like to see in a real time. Is that possible? No. And that is how, like today in modernized advisor experiences, whenever as an advisor I'm visiting you today, it is really important for me to handy any of the digital device where I can actually show you how you are performing, how your wealth is performing, how the things are happening all around your customer 360, right? So this is how the scenario being changed today. And this is how the modernized advisor experience is being taken care into your FSC. And that is why we are calling it as Salesforce is not only for sales. Salesforce is not only for the servicing. Salesforce is not only for the customers, but it is actually for your business. Even if you are in any of the business, your banking business, your wealth business, or your mortgage business, your insurance business, loan management business, right? For anything, you can utilize the Salesforce capabilities without moving to any other platform as well on the go. Or in case you're also using any of the existing platform as well for the transactions, for the financial management, those can also be the backend system can also be integrated with the Salesforce, where we can actually drive success for the customers and for the advisors or for any of the organization in real time. So let's start with the FSC data model. So why this is really important to understand for the business users as well as consultants or the developers as well, because everything is actually around your account and content. So when we talk about any of the business use case, there are two ecosystems, those are working, and there are two words actually around on everything is related. For example, an organization. Either you will be talking to an organization like Codely or anybody else, even if you will talk to Mohit or anybody else, right? So either you can talk to anyone. So in both the conditions, you're talking to an organization or you're talking to an advisor, right? Or a person or an individual. So in both the scenarios, your account and context will be playing a role. So this is how the Salesforce data model is flexible, where I'm showing you on a left-hand side, you could see this, your account. So account in the account generally, you can have your organizations, you can have employer, you can have the group of organizations, you can have the household as well, right? For example, Mohit Sharma. So in Mohit Sharma, only not Mohit is the person, right? In Sharma family, there are other people as well. My sister, my brother, my wife, my daughter, my parents, or my other relatives as well. So this is how the household is being taken care, right? So when we are talking about the wealth, it is also important to understand there are so many financial accounts where I have been taken care as a financial holding with respect to these many shares, and what is the primary role of my Mohit in this organization with this group or with this person. So this is how the household and employer and everything is all around this ecosystem with regards to your financial goals. So on the right hand side on your account, you would see this financial goals. So on the financial goals, what is actually happen whenever there is an organization for whom we are doing the wealth management, or is there any a family or an individual, right? In both two or three cases, there is one or many financial goal or goals, right? So there is not only like, yes, this is my money, just take care of that, but there could be many goals. Like if you have a retirement plan, if you have your fire number, right? If you would like to retire early, then how you will be planning your money, right? How you will be if you're going to buy a house in this location, and this is actually the rate of this house or this home nearby this area. This is actually your target now, right? Your financial goal, like you need to save this much of amount to get this asset working for you, right? So this is how your multiple or many financial goals can be taken care around your account as an organization or as an individual or a household account as well. So this is how things we will be talking about. Then Below this, on the account, you would see this account to account relationship, right? So when why I'm talking about this, or why I'll be talking about also like account contact relationship as well. This is also important to understand. In your standard sales, right? So this is actually your account, organization, or individual with whom you are doing some sort of business, opportunities, deals, or anything. But actually, in your wealth management, it is also important to understand there are so many links between company to company. Might be Codely is also linked with another organization with this way, right? Because they are the investors in that organization. These are the investors in that organization. So this is how account to account relationship can also be taken care. The next is your account contact, right? One person can also have multiple relationship with multiple organizations. So for example, Mohit can also be associated with only Codlio Consulting, or can also be associated with multiple organizations as well at the same time. For example, Mohit is also the part of Codlio Consulting as a consultant, as a solution architect, or might be, or can be, or already been the part of as a trainer in Codlio Foundation as well. So in Codlio Foundation, I'm working as a trainer. This is another account. Just think about that, right? At the same time, think about Mohit is a consultant or a solution architect in Codlio Consulting as well. So this is how code account and contact relationship, because person is same, the contact is same, Mohit Sharma, right? But at the same time, there are many accounts with whom Mohit is in touch. Now with that linking, so we do also have a concept of your person accounts as well. So when I was talking about your accounting, right, the household employers, I was also talking about individuals in between, individuals. So there might be many scenarios when the person account, the key person, right? So we can also maintain these person accounts where an individual can also be a owner of that account, who or he or she can see the entire history or the customer information or their related information whenever we need to give them an interaction overview, whenever we need to give them or expose our data externally. So this is how easily that would be managed with the person account. And when we are talking about the person account, it is not only your person being created as an account, but it will also be getting created as a contact as well. So that is why in our Salesforce, actually, this is also, if you're a developer and consultant, just understand this. This is really important when designing the data model. So whenever we enable the person account, Salesforce always say like, we will charge 4 KB, or we will take 4 KB of your consumption when creating an a person account. But when we are creating an account, we will take only 2 KB of your data per record. When we are taking any of your contact, right, one contact, it means we are only doing 2 KB, because we are creating two separates, one account entity and one contact entity. But when the person account being enabled on the backend, actually what is happening, your account and contact relationship being taken care in place. And that is why it is taking actually 4 KB of your data consumption. So this is also a very important point to understand the differences and why to enable this feature into your organization and why to enable another feature. So as a consultant or a developer or a business user, if you are a business user, yes, it is really important to understand the data consumption and why to enable this feature. If you're a consultant or a developer, yes, it is also equally important to understand and deliver a solution accordingly, which is the best solution for your customers, right? So that is why I'm just taking this into the different consideration, account and then person account with regards to your accounts and contacts. Moreover, on the back end, yes, things will be related, relatively same, but this is a technical difference which we need to understand. In the contact itself, we have the spouses as well, right? So when I was talking about your account and contact relationship, it is also important to understand one contact can also be in relationship with your another contact as well. So that is how your contact and contact relationship being taken care. And then with that, on the right hand side, here I'll show you, this is your live events. So the live events, so in your standard sales and services cloud, you don't have such features available, right? But actually in your FSC, this is out of the box live events, where you can actually see as a person how Mohit is doing. What is the date of birth of Mohit? Mohit has a car, own a car, or any of the asset, yes or no. Is Mohit married or unmarried? Yes, these things can also be seen. If Mohit has any sort of liabilities, right? Any sort of like negative background or positive background, those things. If Mohit has the children, yes or no. So those things are live events, right, of my life. Because as an advisor, when you're doing any money management for anyone, right, why this is there? Because it is equally required to understand. As an organization, you would see there are so many policies. There are also so many wealth management organizations. Those are always talking about your age. If your age is this, we can do this much of percentage base increase into your revenue or your insurance, right? If you are into this age, no, this policy is not applicable for this age. If you're more than 60 age, then this policy is not applicable for this. If you have any sort of liabilities, if you already have taken the loan, right, then we cannot give this loan. So how this will come up? So this is how the live events of an individual, of a person, where you can see. And it is not about an individual, but of the group of people as well. You can see these live events, so how they are doing. So that while giving any sort of consulting as an advisor or as a business user of the wealth management, it is really important to advise based on these live events. So I'll be showcasing in real as well how this is being taken care into the Salesforce and how it can help us as well. Now, with that, the next layer which I'll be talking about is your this, which is actually related to or linked with your financial accounts. So initially, when I started this webinar, so I discussed about why FSC is different from your sales and service because of this financial account. Because in financial account, there are so many financial components linked with it. Your financial holdings can also be managed. Your assets or liabilities can also be managed. Your financial account rules can also be taken care, well taken care. Your alerts, right? So alert is nothing, but in case any live event is happening or any asset or liabilities where we need any sort of attention, so how that can be taken care into that role. So yes, this is also important. With that, within the financial accounts, those alerts can also be created as and when required. Then your card information, your revenue information, your identity documentation during the onboarding of the customer, the person life events, yes, and then opportunities. Because when I'm being with the customer, it is not only like one-time transaction or one-time policy exchange or one-time deal with that customer. That customer might be engaged with you or might or will be engaged with you again for another policy as well, or might give you some sort of different referrals as well. So this is how the opportunity management will also be taken care. And that is why I said it is not only sales and services. It has sales and service capabilities, but it is not only sales and services because it has more than that too, which is your financial accounts. Then your billing statements, because one financial account might have multiple or different billing statements as well, or billing addresses as well, billing transactions as well, right? So this is how financial account transaction and billing statements will also be taken care. So this is how the moreover FSC data model, and why I'm taking so much of time on this, because it is really important to understand how FSC is different and how it can support your wealth management, how it can support actually your any sort of financial organization. And also, before getting deeper into wealth management, it is also important to understand the standard data architecture, where I'll be talking about this as well now. So with the FSC, there is a standard data model as well. So here we have again divided into the two pieces. So on the left-hand side, which is actually your financial accounts. This is your securities, which I was talking about, your security alerts, your transactions, your milestones as well, your accounts milestones. If your account has reached this milestone, what is the next milestone which we are planning, or which been or which we need to actually take care of. So these things, milestones, your payment mandates, your account statements, each and anything can easily be managed with that. On the right hand side, we are getting deeper into it with regards to your parties, with regards to your branches, because as a banker or as a policy holder, right, or as an employer or anyone, whenever you are issuing any card, whenever you are issuing any sort of policy, so this is also the branch will also be taken care. Your accounts balances, your account fee, each and every transaction can also be managed within the FSC data model. So that is how we are talking about. It is not actually your financial services cloud. It is not actually your only financial services cloud for wealth management. It is not only actually your Financial Services Cloud for banking, but each and every component is interlinked also here. And this is how with the standard architecture, these things which we really need to understand. So now with that, we also need to understand how it works actually for us. So it gives, so whatever data model which I was showing you, it actually gives us unify useful data, because at any point of time, for example, I'm a customer, I'm logging into your portal, so at that moment I need a real time understanding of my investments. I need to also gather the information regarding my percentage of shares, what is the unit price, and how many of them I can sell, and what is the benefit which I can get, if this is taxable or this is not taxable. So those unified data views, yes, that you will get in your FSC. The second is actionable insights. So when I'm talking about the unified useful data which you have, so if at one place you have that information with you, right? So at the same time, you can take an action or you can think about that action as a next level, right? What action we need to perform as a next. So this is how with your useful data, with your unified useful data, because you have each and every component, each and everything, including your transaction statements, revenue, or any sort of a third party data as well, which is actually following back into your Salesforce or getting pushed into the Salesforce or getting pulled from your third party system. So in any way, you can take that action from that unified data views. And this is how you can grow your book of business, because in any sort of vertical you are on, either it is wealth, banking, insurance, loan, mortgage, you would be able to create a book of your business, what is actually happening. A 360-degree view can also be managed. So these are the three fundamental things which we need to think about when implementing, or when implementing it for our organization or for any organization, or if we are implementing it for any organization, this is how it will work and will help them. So now with that, which again, so this is again another topic here. As a FSC, it is not FSC only. It is not your sales and service only now. It is actually more than that too. So the other add-ons can also be incorporated. For example, the Intelligence Financial Services Cloud, right? Where the Einstein Analytics can also be uh, added as an add-on. And this is how with that, within our data, we can create some beautiful analytics. The Marketing Cloud, which is again the part of Salesforce, but yes, how the Marketing Cloud can also add on a value in our FSC for day-to-day communications, updates, or any marketing activities which we need to perform in terms of your WhatsApp, SMS, your web pages, any push notifications or on your mobile devices, email, or any dynamically personalized website which you need to create or you need to give as an experience to your customers. So that can also be taken care here. And then more than that, we can also manage or scale your client services as well. So when we are talking about this, yes, the client services can also be taken care. The way we managed in Service Cloud, the number of cases, the number of people, those are trying to reach out to us, but how we can scale it to the next level with our existing database of your financial systems, right? So that can also be scaled at a next level. Now in FSC, it is not only your uh, customer 360. It is not only your advisor management. It is not only the contact management or account management or person account management. Actually, these all are collaborating in some ways, right? So that collaboration can also be taken care in terms of your interactions. So how we are interacting with our customers, how our customers are also interacting with us, how those deals are happening, how those policies discussions are happening. So those interaction summaries can also be created, right? So this is how with the group of people and how many people are participating in that, and how we are giving advisory to any of our customer with regards to the financial deal participants or your financial deal product as well. So how we have been engaged or engaging with them. So how that can be taken care with regards to your interaction summary, which is again out of the box feature of Salesforce within your FSC data model. But as a extra layer or as an add-on layer, I'm talking about why, because in earlier data model, which is actually your standard, and this is your add-on where you can actually see the capabilities of the interaction in terms of interaction summary and how many attendees been participating how many related accounts, because one interaction can be done with one account or multiple accounts as well. So this is how we can also relate it with one and many relationships. And then interaction summary, discussed accounts, your deal parties as well, because for any opportunity, there might be the multiple deal parties as well. They might have the different roles as well, as a borrower or as a advisor, right? Or as a subject matter expert, as a trustee of an organization as well. For example, there is a deal or there is an account. In that case, you, or for example, I'm taking an example of a Mohit and Rohit, right? So there are two people. So Mohit might be the part of the trust group and Rohit might be the just a director in that organization. So how their roles are different, how those parties are happening, how those groupings are happening, that can also be easily managed within that in your financial deals, which we will be taken care. So definitely we'll be talking about. And then more than that, again, the self-service, your assistance quickly, any sort of assistance is required on the go on any of the channels, so that can also be taken care, resolve the issues completely. So when I'm talking about this, any sort of issue, if you have the background of that customer, if you have the background on their transactions or on their any of the thing, right? So this is how we would be able to resolve that as well, because I do not need to go on any other platform. I don't need to interact with anybody else as well, because as a support or as a customer success member, what I can do is I can see that information in a real time with regards to the transactions or any sort of related information as well, and I can act on that immediately. Or in case I need any advice, yes, those knowledge articles or other stuffs can also be added, which can actually support me during this these services. So this is how this will be managed, and then we can create a very unified solution within the FSC for not only FSC, but yes, with the service cloud capabilities, your Einstein AI capabilities as well. Intelligence for your financial services cloud as well, which we can add on your experience cloud, your Slack, flows, and so on, right? So this is what I'll be showing you now before moving to the recommended core features. So what are the core features of this? So let me move to the Salesforce demo now. So whatever I'm talking about now and today, and whatever I was showing you on the actually on my presentation. So it wasn't like verbally I was telling you this is possible, this is possibly available, but how this is available and how this can be utilized during the interaction or during your any sort of wealth management or any sort of banking or policy management or asset management as well, I'll be showing you now. So this is Salesforce. So I'll start from the scratch again. So Salesforce is actually because couple of people are from the business background, couple of people are from the consulting or from the developer background. So that is why I'm giving a experience, or I'm talking about a mixed experience where we can actually understand how the Salesforce will support us, right, as an individual in different domains or in different titles and designations as well. So very first thing is a Salesforce is a cloud-based application. You can access your Salesforce application from any device. So when I'm talking about any device, yes, from your tablets, from your iPads, from your web browsers, right, from your mobile devices, your app stores, your Play stores. So we can access this application. And when I'm talking about this, whatever action you will be performing in your mobile device, whatever action you will be performing on your web browsers. So this is the native application. In real time, that information will be reflected on your other device as well. So this is how the real time information which you can gather. Now to log in into it, this is very simple. When we try to log in, so we have a very common URL, which is actually your login.salesforce.com. So the way you log in into your Gmail account, the way you log in into your Facebook account today, the way you access the web browser of WhatsApp or Instagram or anything, right? So in the same way, this is a cloud-based application which can be accessed on this URL particularly, right? As soon as I hit enter, so you will see this. I just need to put a username and the password. What I can do is I can simply add a username and password the way I log in into my Facebook or any of the account. As soon as I hit login button, so this is how I can actually get into my business application. So this is where I can see the multiple applications as well. So on one single platform, when I'm logging into my system, what I can do is I can see multiple applications. So when I'm showing you these multiple applications, the idea behind this is just to tell you it is not only wealth management, or within wealth management scenarios, it is not only the wealth or asset management. It can be your customer services, or it can be your customer experiences, or it can be customer interactions in multiple ways. It can be your marketing activities as well. You will not have to hop around any other system. So what you can do is actually you can access each and every information on one single platform here. So now, as per today's agenda, we will be talking about your wealth management here. So this is the application which I have with the name wealth management here. As soon as I click here, these are the tabs. So on top of it, you would see the multiple tabs with regards to your accounts, which I was talking about, the contacts, your financial accounts, your assets and liabilities, your financial goals, your financial holdings, your securities, your roles into the different parties or financial parties as well, or holdings as well, the leads and referrals as a contact, how you're giving those referrals, the number of opportunities where I can give my advisory on multiple different US equity or other equities shares as well, or other sort of policies or term insurances as well, right? So this is how I would be able to give you the advice, and this is how I would be able to open any of the deal. And then the action plan can also be managed, including your reports and dashboard, which is again the standard capabilities of Salesforce. So now quickly start with your account. So when I'm on my account, right? So this is not only your account. So in your account, what we can do is we can have multiple account types as well. For example, the household, which I was talking about, your individuals as well, your person accounts as well. So individual is nothing, but you're actually an individual who is only a single person, can might be the part of different organizations as well, and can be linked with the different people as well. So this is how that individual account we can create. Or so this is actually, I'm showing you whole scenario, but it is based on the organization, what actually their needs are, and accordingly we need to configure it the way we want and the way they want as per the best practices. So the person accounts can also be configured, and the household where the group of the multiple peoples or institutions can also be managed, right? Or your financial services account or organization account, right? Your internal employees account, if you would like to create with regards to the group of people, so that can also be taken care. Now, as soon as we just go next, this is a kind of form, and this is all dynamic. If I'll get into my person account, yes, I might get a different experience based on my requirement or based on the customer requirement. Again, if I get into the organization, I might get the different fill layouts and any sort of other experience. So that is again can also be configured the way anybody is looking after, right? Now let me get into an account. So this is an organization account which I have opened. So this is how once the account is created, you can see a 360-degree view of that account. Under that 360-degree of your account, in your standard sales and service, what you generally get, you only get information about that account. You only get the information about their multiple contacts and their opportunities, their activities, their quotations, orders, invoicing, any sort of activities that is required, right? That can be taken care. But actually, in your FSC, as an out of the box, what you can do is you can also manage these business milestones, which is actually your, you can talk about the live events, which I was talking about, where I can see how things are happening with that person. So these are my business milestones where you could see date by date or month over month or year over year, right? So how organization is growing. Here you can see when the startup happened, right? Then the need to change, the executive change, right? Then set marketing goals. So on this particular date, we actually set up few of the marketing goals. Then in case of bankruptcy, so when this started actually happened and when this happened. So those various milestones of any of the organization can easily be managed. The fundraising, partnership, any sort of awards, the setup of the new business, each and everything is actually available here and can be managed. In case we need to add any of the new milestone as well, we can easily manage it. So this is how the Salesforce is not only like how we will be able to drive the business, how we would be able to drive the processes. But before that, it is also important to understand how we are able to manage the data touch points, how we are able to manage our key milestones, the key data insights, which can further generate some sort of, the actionable insights as well. So this is how things will be happening. Again, we can also filter out based on the months, based on the years, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years as well. And this is how a 360-degree view of your account would be available. On the left-hand side, you would see a 360-degree view about their details, like their financial services, their address information, the system information, the account information as well. And this is actually all configurable. So when I'm talking about, yes, this is all configurable, yes, anytime any new thing that needs to be introduced or needs to be added, or in case anything that is getting deprecated or not been used from last many days or years or months now. So in that case also we can deprecate it, remove it without even writing a code. So this is how with the simple drag and drop features that can easily be managed here, right? And this is how with that particular organization, whatever activities we are doing, that can also be managed in terms of the calling activities, in terms of emails, which can also be sent from the Salesforce. You will not have to get on another platform or on your Outlook. If you are using Microsoft, if you are on the G Suite platform, right? What you can do is you can easily send those emails within the platform. You will not have to move to any other platform, and the system can actually be integrated or set up with these two key accounts like Microsoft 365 account and your G Suite account as well. And when I'm talking about, yes, can be integrated whatever emails you are sending from your even Outlook or Gmail as well. So that will also reflect back into your Salesforce. And you can actually track the series of activities, whatever you are doing. So how the system is doing it? System is actually doing it based on the email ID, because in Outlook, we are using a unique identifier, which is actually your email. And under that email, because that email address is also available into our contacts, and somehow that contact is linked with our accounts. So this is how those emails, transactions, activities, we would be able to see in real time here, right? Then this is how the calling activities can be maintained. This is how I was talking about the email, how the email can be sent. And while sending these emails, we can send the attachments, and even we can select any of the predefined template, and then we can quickly send it without typing in anything into the system. So this is how the system can actually help us drive our next steps. The task or to-do management can also be done here on this platform. And more than that, one more thing, how this is actually different from your sales and services. So we do have one more out of the box capabilities, which is actually your interest tax. So what you can do is one account can also have the different interest, right? Might be my interest area is in sports. Your interest area is in this category or in US equity. My interest is in Indian economy, right? My interest in might be in RBI or any other thing. So this is how we can create actually on the back end multiple categories. And this is how we can link one category with regards to the multiple tags as well. And we can browse this too, so that when your advisor is talking to any of the customer, you should not ask the same question again and again, right? Even if you are leaving that organization as an advisor, another advisor who will be visiting your customer at that time as well, it is really important to have that information very handy, so that the another advisor can also look into that information and can talk to that customer accordingly. They should not ask the customer about the customer. The KYC of that customer should not be repeated again, because as a customer, they already have provided documents to you, they have already been onboarded on your platform, they already have provided each and everything about themselves. So why to ask those questions again? So this is the idea, how on one single platform you can actually review or can manage each and everything about that person while doing the wealth. Now, this is I was talking about the account. In accounts only, we can have the action plans, we can have the alerts, the financial deals, interaction summaries, which I was talking about, your account participants. So I'll talk about this as well in detail, one-on-one, because this is not only the part two, as we have done the part one, we are moving with the part two. And now we are also planning part three, where we can again deep dive into each and everything as well. But before that, yes, let's talk about in brief how these modules are interlinked. So your action plans can also be maintained. So when I'm talking about the action plan is actually because you are dealing with so many customers on a daily basis. It is actually very difficult for you or for your organization to manage to whom you need to call today, to whom you need to send an email today, to whom you need to reach out or meet in person today at this location. So how, whenever you are onboarding any account, so for onboarding, you might have the different set of activities which you need to perform in sales. Or when onboarding is done, the customer regular engagement or regular action plan being followed, right? What we can do is we can create another action plan while following up different activities there as well. So this is how the action plan can be taken care, which can actually support us. What I need to follow today, what I need to do today, what I need to follow this week or this month. So this is how it will be supporting as a module to us. Your producers, insurance policies, yes, I'll be talking about that as well. For this particular policy, for who is the producer, right? Who is the agent? So these things can also be managed from who is the organization, which organization I have taken this particular policy or this uh, account holding or financial holding as well. So how that can be managed. Yes, your policies, claim, each and everything regarding that account as a 360-degree view, you would be able to manage it. So this is how this will be. Now, this is really important topic in your financial cloud services as well as your wealth management. So in wealth management, actually, right, in your account or your contact, this is also important to understand one account or one contact or many account or many contact might also have many financial accounts as well, right? Might be I have one financial account in this bank, one financial account in this bank, one financial account in this policy or this wealth management organization, one financial account is this and this, right? So as an advisor, it is really important to understand, like, hey Mohit, in what all organizations you have invested your money, and what is the revenue you're getting so far? What is the percentage increase you are getting year over year, right? And is this taxable or not? Each and everything can be managed throughout your financial accounts. In your financial accounts, what you can have, you can actually have your investment accounts, in which account as a financial account you have invested it. What is the type of that investment? If this is your mutual fund, if it is your SIP, if it is your any sort of equity funds, any sort of funds you have taken care, right? So that can also be managed. Then what is the ownership? Might be I'm only a secondary owner, might be I'm only the nominee of that particular financial or investment account. But for another account, with as a part of family, I'm the primary owner, but here the secondary or this. So this is how the investment accounts will definitely and held away the balance available there, the date opened. So when we actually started this investment, so that can also be managed. Your bank accounts as well. So if you have multiple bank accounts where I was talking about, and what sort of liabilities you have, what sort of services you have from the debit card, credit card, what is the balance, what is when this been opened, each and everything can be actually tracked with these bank accounts. Then your insurance policies, if you have any sort of insurance policies, right? So what sort of policy you do have, what is, if this is a fixed annuity or any other sort of policy we do have, and again the ownership, insured amount, how much, and what is the premium which you need to give year over year. So those things can also be managed. Now this is again your financial account roles as well. In your contacts and your accounts, I might have multiple sort of roles. As an account, in this organization, I'm just the investor. But in this particular business, I'm the primary owner, right? This is how the roles will be different. And your context, when I'm talking about the context, if I have this policy from this account particularly, right, I might be the primary owner or the secondary owner or the nominee only, right, of 100% or 50% or the multiple nominees, multiple secondary clouds, secondary owners. So that can also be managed throughout. So this is how the financial accounts roles will actually be managed. Then here, how many assets, how many liabilities you do have. So that can also be managed throughout. So this is actually really important for the wealth management advisors to understand. All these key things can actually be available on the go anywhere. If even if you're walking, if you are going to meet someone on the road or on the way while traveling, so you can just simply open your mobile phone, and while opening that information, you can only also discuss during your travel, you can communicate those things in real time, because this is something you have real handy. And that is why I was talking about why we moved from the era of your paper management to the tally systems, from tally to your SAP, the backend systems, and then why people are moving to Salesforce and why this is really important to move on any of the cloud where we can actually gather the information about the financials, where we can give the real-time support or services to our customers. So this is all about your accounts, and then about the relationships. So when I'm talking about one account and their financial accounts, they might have the different relationships with the accounts, with the different groups of accounts or organizations or contacts, or the different contacts as well. So this is how the complete hierarchy can be managed. Your primary groups, your relationship groups, your related accounts, your related contacts, each and everything will be managed throughout. If I need to create anything or add anything new, yes, that is simply available within the click. So this is all about your accounts, then your financial goals, your referrals, because as an account, I might give the referrals of different leads, of different accounts, of different or for different policies as well. On top of it, how the commission management will also be managed. So those referrals can also be managed here, right? So month till date, quarter till date, year till date, and all time revenue summary of your referrals can also be generated. How much of referrals I did and how much of revenue being generated from those referrals, right? And then on top of that, out of that, how much of commission I need to provide to some of the advisors. So this is how it will be managed. And then your interaction summaries and your action plans can also be managed, where you can actually plan your actions accordingly, which I was talking about, where we can actually create these templates, which I'll be talking about in detail in our part 3, how actually these functions can be created and can support us. Now, this is our account. On the account only, how those beneficiaries to the policies can be added, how those document management systems can also be supported here. Like if you need to generate or if you need to send any of the document with regards to your premium receipt, insurance policy copy, insurance policy prospectus, claim form, insurance policy card, so any sort of document. And this is all configurable. We can add a couple of more options here as well. So this is how we can actually generate some sort of cases, some sort of communications internally so that our support team can actually send these documents. So this is how the accounts will be in function. In the same way, we have this, the contact 360-degree view, where duplicate management can also be done. A 360-degree view of your contact related to their demographics can also be managed, right? And the related information with regards to the live events can also be managed. Then your related accounts, opportunities, awards, quotations, party profiles, each and everything. And it is not only the thing, the employment, education, the number of assets can also be managed throughout. So as a contact, any of the advisor who is talking to you might have each and everything related to yourself or your family. They know about your employment, they know about your education. And this is how on the cloud, they can easily manage these information, including those activities as well. So this is all for today. So just a quick time check. So this is how and why I gave you a brief overview about the account and contact, because before getting into the financial accounts, right? This is really important to understand the basic model account and contact and how these accounts and contacts will support us for the next level of journey with regards to your financial goals, with regards to your assets and liabilities, with regards to your financial holding and securities as well in your US security or equity shares, right? Sector equity, your allocations, international equity, alternatives, commodities, taxable bonds, municipal bonds, any sort of securities which you're buying. Each and everything will be linked or will be managed on this wealth management ecosystem. And on top of it, we will also be talking about reports and dashboards and how these are actually being configured and how we can actually use as a business user or as an end user on day-to-day basis. So this is what we will be talking about in our next discussion. So this is all for today. And thank you everyone for joining this session today.